new series of the Killing Floor series where I personally go through and show you guys gameplay and my personal playstyles, loadouts, and feelings and thoughts and opinions about certain perks or classes within Killing Floor 2. These will include the Survivalist, SWAT, Sharpshooter, Gunslinger, Firebird, Firebug, Demolitionist, Field Medic, Support, Commando, and Berserker. As you guys can clearly see, a lot of my classes are level 12 and up, so, you know, I shall be pretty decently well-rounded with most of the perks in the game. So, you know, my opinions will be diverse, no favoritism, though I will say one thing, that I definitely have my favorite playstyles, mainly being Support and Commando, and sometimes SWAT, but I do enjoy my Gunslinger. But today I thought I might as well play an an off-the-chart sort of, sort of playstyle, and that would be the Sharpshooter. One of the few things I like about the Sharpshooter is the high DPS weaponry, such as the EBR-14, I think is what this is called. Looks kind of like an M14, or at least it looks like it functions like an M14 in my opinion. But this thing's kick-ass, bro. It's got a cool laser sight, which makes hip fire extremely easy. Now that we've completed that little objective, we should get more XP for our Sharpshooter. Alright. Yeah, the M14 EBR. Yeah, it is an M14. If we sell this, we can get the FAL. I really don't see why people bash on the FAL. Has a little bit less range, a little bit less damage, but overall better fire rate. I don't get why people hate on this. And it's got a full auto fire mechanism. I don't get why people hate on this. Maybe it's overrated and that's why a few people hate on it. Now, to be honest with you guys, the FAL really works as both an assault rifle and a marksman rifle. I like its scope. There we go. I like the skin I got for it. Personally, I like the FNFAL, but I don't know, man. It seems like a lot of the community doesn't like this.
It's dark in here. Careful.
Don't believe in God. It was orders to steal this lady.
I'm gonna try to buy this. Big waste. Alright.
I see a thing.
Alright, you know what? Fuck all that. Alright, let's say we have this shit configured. Alright. Increase damage while stationary and using perk weapons. Increase shooting spread by 25% and movement speed by 10% when using perk weapons. Okay, we're going for that, bro. What was I thinking, bro? Marksman is way better. What the fuck? Holy shit, this is a big gun. We're just gonna be over here real fast. In case weapon ammo spawns. Holy shit, bro. This is what I live for. Okay, here we go. Thing is a one shot, right? To me was some bullshit. As you guys saw, there were some technical malfunctions right there. My mic does this thing. For those people who are new to this channel, my mic does a stupid thing where it says which user is using the headset, and it brings me to a select screen where I have to choose a user. And then when I chose, and then it, you know, my controller thing went all the way to the right where it says create new user, and I clicked X so damn fast I didn't notice. And then it took me to create new user, and at first I was like, man, what the fuck, bro? So I go back, I exit it out completely. It brings me back to my game. I go into Z time, I shoot, it insta-kills, and well, because the explosion kills me. But remember, guys, I don't normally play the sniper class, you know, the marksman, so to speak. The sharpshooter is what it's called, I believe. This episode is entirely entitled to the sharpshooter. I'll have multiple episodes in the series. I'll have more in-depth playthroughs when I prestige my other classes, but I'll go ahead and make videos already on the SWAT and the Berserker and the support. But today it's all about the sharpshooter, and I personally don't play the sharpshooter that much. I'm trying to discover what's so keen about this class. And so today, while we embark on this adventure, we're gonna learn what makes this class so damn good. First, let's take a look at some of the skills, shall we? So you have the choice between sniper. Now this is if you're stationary, which we're always on the move in this game, let's be honest. Ballistic shock, increased stun power by weapons, and then this, what's it called? Increases movement speed by 30%, increased damage by 30%, movement speed by 50%, reload speed by 20% while crouched. That is while crouched. That's very awkward for us. Rack 'em up. And it works just the same as the regular rack 'em up, but we're not going to end up running it. We're going to instead run tactical reload. Deadeye reduces recoil, increases headshot damage by 10% when using iron sights with perk weapons. Carry extra grenades and 20% more ammo for perk weapons. I think I'd go with Deadeye for the more accuracy. Now there's a few weapons that truly use iron sights. I wonder if they intend iron sights or actual scoped by that, so I'm not sure. Man, I have a terrible trigger finger, man. I pull multiple times, and sometimes I hit it the first time and then the extra shot just goes right past their head. That was a pretty easy wave, to be honest. Let's skip that. We'll go the second round.
We've got our mail.
Now we upgraded this thing, so it should do more damage. To be honest, man, this is really good, man. This class is really good for holding down specific points. But I will tell you one thing though, you will end up needing to go ahead and grab detachable magazines. Give me a second. But back to what I was saying, eventually you're going to want detachable magazines because loading individual shots under pressure, especially like tight situations like this right here, the second they get past this point in mass numbers, at least in 8, then this area sure is pretty tight and you will get overwhelmed very easily, especially with slower firing weapons. But the lever action, you know, the Winchester 18, model 1817, I think is what this is, right? Or is it 1880? Model 1894. If I'm reading that correctly. We can go in an additional round and upgrade it twice. I figure instead of buying another gun, upgrading a single one and using it for a while would be pretty useful. This one should be a boss wave? No? No, it's one after this one. From here you can make a couple of choices. Me personally, I'm gonna buy the good old FAL. For whatever reason, the community just totally hates this gun. And for no good reason, really, in my opinion. The FAL does a lot of things correct. It is well scoped. It has a great zoom for optics. It has great fire rate. It has a 20 round mag that has a fast reload and even a full auto feature. Full auto does come in handy, especially when dealing with boss enemies, which we're about to face. So let's see what boss we get. We'll see what we end up making. Out of the situation, of course. Alright, so Dr. Hans. Alright.
The big bad warriors scared of an
And where it cuts out. Now yes, I will admit that and in full auto, this gun really is unstable. But remember, it's kind of based off of its real life counterpart. And in real life, the effing Val was designed to take a lighter caliber, but the United States military, and being involved with NATO, had to make it be in a high caliber, such as, 308. Is what I believe was used. Or it was a 30 cal was the selected caliber for killing back in the day. So in order to break that, to make it a slightly higher caliber, I believe that they put it to 308, I'm pretty sure. And if they had like a 5.56 conversion of this, then we would be in no grave danger at all in this game. Bigger mags, potentially. Faster fire rates. And above all else, lighter recoil. But to be honest, man, and 308 makes this gun kind of legendary. Mainly because, well, it's fucking 308. I'm pretty sure it's 308. This AMR is badass, bro. That looks bigger than 50 cal, but maybe that's just because my character's hand is small. Alright, hang on. Give me a second. I'm about to do the test. I know I have big hands. Let's see if that's really the size of a 50 cal. So I have a 50 cal round. Alright, yeah, it could basically be the same exact size, but this one looks a little bit bigger, to be honest. Let's get another look at that. Yeah, that's a pretty big round. It looks bigger than a 50 cal would in real life, but you know what? This isn't real life. This is a game. This thing has the best zoom in, bro.
Easy as pie. You want down? We've got them out. I'll show you how it's done. Oh. Reloading. Another one. Oh, my ears! Watch your ears! Cyrus!
Did I expect you to make it through that way?
Bitch, bitch, bitch!
Just get to the pod. You got lucky.
To be 110 with you guys, this thing kind of sucks, bro. I mean, remember, this only takes one round. This thing's very inaccurate up close, unless you're ADSing, or unless they're right in front of the barrel. The slightest bit of movement away from where you're aiming will make the biggest bit of difference, and this weighs 12 pounds. This thing kind of sucks.
Keep your insides in. Most people prefer that.
The FAL may just be the best gun for this class, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, the 50 cal probably is really, really good. The AMR is really, really good against bosses, I'll say that. That is if you're scoring headshots, you know, but there's nothing consistent. And you have after one shot, you have to reload. I mean, let's take a look at our skills, shall we? Tactical reload, increase the reload speed of your perk, okay? But do we get a regular reload passive buff? Headshot damage, recoil reduction, weapon switch speed. That's all we get. Just those 3 perks from using this class setup. This one gets Z time, reload speed. This one up here gets carry weight capacity, ammo, backpack, plus door repair, plus 25% extra ammo, plus 25% shotgun damage, plus 75% welding proficiency, and plus 100%, or no, plus 20% weapon penetration per level, which adds to a total of 500 weapon damage. Not gonna lie, that's quite a lot of extra damage, bro. If only we had some sort of reload faster and have more ammo on you for this one, it would be extremely useful because, you know, not gonna lie, these marksman rifles are not meant to be high capacity mags, so you're gonna be reloading constantly. And besides that, I mean, you're already gonna run into a few issues, one being the lack of ammo capacity, not in the magazine, but in overall
Reloading.
carry capacity. I'm not sure if this is a good place for me to pee, is in this little corner, this little shower room. This is a very big death zone for many people. Um,
Okay. Let's grab the geese. Women's angry. Good, no? What you want here?
I wish they'd buff the FAL by decreasing its recoil and increasing its accuracy and you know, even to some extent adding extra ammo. This would make it a far better weapon to not only be used far better from a, you know, more marksman standpoint with less recoil, more accuracy, more range, more damage, but also reducing recoil. It'd be really good for full auto and make this more relevant of a choice for a commando. This gun's kind of a joke. Are you serious? It did it again, man. I hate this mic. I hate... Why does this do this? I'm about to delete my other account, so it will stop popping up. But I'm afraid even if I do that, it will still pop up.
Ammo here.
Bro. It's doing it again, bro. Are you serious? Like, please, game, let me enjoy my... Please, PlayStation, let me enjoy my game in peace. The patriarch. This boss fight is a pain in the ass. Alright guys,
I'm going to find you.
my guide, if the game will let me use my audio, my guide to how to beat this is pretty damn simple. One, keep your distance, make him get close, but not too close. Maybe to right about where that blood is. Unleash hell. Your first priority should be to use your 500 Magnum, if you guys are following my playstyle. Okay guys, so he's gonna get real close and then he's gonna try to run away. Chase after him. Shit, you should have had this gun loaded. No time to freak out. He's got his health back. No need to worry. There you go. And then just unload. Get him to very low health and then take one of these and full auto his ass. There should be no chance of survival at all. As you guys are seeing though, I came close to death there.
Stop getting out. Careful.
When the game will let me, I'll upgrade my 500 Magnum. Not that I have much to do anyway. And the reason why you want this thing fully upgraded is really, that's just one upgrade. Same with your FAL, really. And the only reason you do that is because it increases your damage and overall a better efficiency, which pretty much is kind of what you want out of a FAL. Now my controller's dead. Or no, it's not actually. It's at 2 bars. Which that does not explain why it just randomly disconnected. Bro, my PlayStation's on crack, bro. My verdict from playing this character, these aren't going to be any longer than an hour, but anyway, from playing this character, my verdict is that your highest potential comes from very few weapons. Mainly the M14 EBR is really good, but you have the best competitor, which is the FNFAL. Not a single weapon in this character's inventory is as competitive as the FNFAL. Competitive may be one thing, and whilst, you know, unorthodox another, the FNFAL has it all. It has a well-devised scope. It has moderate to low to moderate recoil. Actually, moderate to high recoil. And full auto, yeah, it may be unorthodox, but it does have a full auto feature nonetheless. It does prove to be efficient from time to time. The high muzzle rise allows you to start at the body and then end up with a decent headshot with a decent stacked amount of damage. And when ADSing, as long as you pull down on the stick, your overall recoil isn't really that bad. Well, it's uncontrollable, yeah. Not too bad as me. And yeah, it isn't that bad. It does make for one hell of a weapon. The only other weapons I'm going to say really quite compared to the FNFAL is the 500 Magnums. The only reason that you can truly compare these is, for one, it's extremely fast reload. This thing is ran through a speed loader system. You shove all the rounds in all at once. You don't have to load them in individually. Not really a magazine change, but almost as fast. If not slightly faster. So yeah, guys, the FNFAL is a really great gun, man. I think, you know, I seen a video recently where someone was talking about this class, and then they started like giving the FNFAL hell. I'm not quite sure why.
Sometimes I wish it was a gift.
We all have our preferences, I guess, but an upgraded FAL, definitely a must for me. Yeah, it takes up a lot of weight, but then again, compared to the fact that the AMR 50 takes up the most amount of space, being 12, and yeah, it does have the highest damage, range, and penetration values. It doesn't translate into reality well. On paper, it sounds badass. However, the one-shot capacity brings its DPS down. The full auto capability for this thing brings its DPS to an outstanding high. Problem only comes to be its shortcomings, you know, fuck, I worded all that wrong. Problems arise the second you mention its, you know, shortcoming being its lack of capacity. Being at pretty low 20 round capacity. Maybe if it were 28 rounds, it would be 2 rounds shy of being 30 at standard base capacity. It would make this weapon extremely competitive amongst assault rifles, which, to be fair, this weapon is shared between the commando class and the sharpshooter class. So you can use this weapon completely 100% full auto, and it will still work as the sharpshooter class, which is actually pretty badass in my defense. Now yeah, it'd be more efficient as an assault rifle, but man, as a sharpshooting weapon, if you can pull off the headshots in full auto, your DPS potentials could potentially be extremely high. You know, and the thing doesn't have that bad of recoil, to be truly honest with you, in full auto. It's only over-exaggerated in semi-auto, where the gun's muzzle rise is extremely high. And the thing doesn't have much spread, to be honest, either. So it's really good overall around, as both an assault rifle and a marksman rifle. But it's that full auto feature and capability that sells the gun for me, you know? It sells it to me not because it's too overpowered, but it's balanced. And whilst, yeah, having a bit more accuracy on it and having a bit less recoil, they sound nicer on paper, but to be honest with you, if that were the case, you probably wouldn't notice the difference because it's already a pretty decently well-rounded weapon. What I would say, man, if they overall increase the ammo capacity to maybe 25, you know, it is 5 rounds shy of 30 at that point, so. Or at least, you know, if they upward the overall ammo count for this thing, maybe they would be more efficient.
Get some gear, ammo, all those things that help you not die.
But then again, this is my opinion, and I find the FAL to be very good. Now, as far as everything else goes, man, you do have the MKX or whatever it is, the other lever action carbine rifle, and it does have an odd, unique scope on it, and it is pretty good. And its capacity is extended to 2 rounds from the, from the standard Winchester 1897 style lever action. With that capacity being about 8, and the normal one being around, I'm pretty sure it's 8 or 12. I can't remember. Pretty sure it's 8. I know, we'll find out. There's really no point to doing this. I'm pretty sure the normal regular lever action is a 12 or 8 round capacity, but to be fair, I'm about to go double check. If it is 8 round capacity, I can see where the upgrade comes to be, but Oh, we'll go over the weapons.
And how many bullets do you have? Enough.
Capacity is 12 rounds. The one below it is only shy of 10 rounds. So that's around 2 rounds shy of what the normal capacity is supposed to be. However, this thing has slightly better damage stats, for whatever reason. Next you get the crossbow, really overpowered, but remember, like this one, only holds 1 round, useless. The EBR, whilst yeah, it holds 7 total weight, it is OP. Then you get the railgun. To be honest, this thing kind of sucks. You have to wait for a charge. Then you get the AMR, we know its flaws, and then you get a bunch of pistols. Now the pistols would be fine if only they made a sharpshooter specific pistol. And to be honest, for a sharpshooter, I'd expect nothing more than your standard 44 Magnum cartridge, bull barrel, you know, kind of with a stock on it and a scope. That would be my ideal version of a sharpshooter pistol. But yeah, it would have a really long barrel of stock and a scope, and it would be calibrated in 44 Magnum.
I need sale clothing.
Sure. Don't buy armor. See if I care when I say it's delivered.
That'd be my ideal of a sharpshooter pistol. So, I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think about that. Should they add a sharpshooter based sniper style pistol to the game? It would have much larger ammo pools than the standard snipers or EBRs in the game. It would also have far better mobility, and it would be somewhat competing with the 500 Magnums with a little less damage, a little bit more range capability, a bit more accuracy, far less recoil. And let me try to think. It would have far better stability as far as aiming goes. There'd be no sway. It would be, you know, you ADS, and it's pre-locked as soon as you ADS. That would be kind of a cool feature. So instead of it, you know, well, this already has that. This really doesn't have any sway to it. Weapons in this game really don't have much of a sway when ADS, unless you're moving. So I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if they add a scoped revolver of sorts to the sharpshooter class, in my opinion. I think it'd be interesting for killing floor, and it would be a sharpshooter exclusive, meaning that the gunslinger could not use it. It would not apply to the gunslinger, and that would be interesting. The pistol that doesn't apply to the gunslinger. We got a shotgun that doesn't apply to the support class, and that would be the kaboom stick. The kaboom stick is clearly, obviously, a really badass, explosive-oriented weapon. So if we get a pistol that's really focused in for longer range combat, far better range with the capability of being used as a close quarters weapon, it'd be kind of cool if we saw another weapon receive laser sights. Remember, the only weapon with an actual laser sight in the game is the M14, in my opinion. At least that I know of. So it'd be kind of cool if they add a laser sight to the FAL. And the reason I say that, not to completely directly compete against the M14, but more or less to make the gun extremely accurate, hip-fire accurate. Now I can't speak for the Glocks because I don't have the DLC yet, but I swear to God if they do have, for the dual wield version, laser sights, That would be fucking badass, though. Now, I know this class ends up getting a Mosin-Nagant, but what about a Kar 98K? That would be interesting to see. World War II German rifle. Or, you know, it'd be even better for this class, to be honest with you guys? An SKS or a Dragunov, bro. I hope in the next update they focus in on the sharpshooter class and the Firebug, to be honest. Those are two classes I just don't see used very common enough. The Firebug were used, what should it be? What should its new weapon be? And if so, if they do make a new weapon, would it make it more meta relevant? Well, in my opinion, I think a perfect weapon would end up being for the Firebug a flaming sword of sorts. I don't know. Maybe a new type of flamethrower or fire-oriented weapon. You know, maybe an incendiary grenade launcher, so it could double as a demolition weapon. That would be a great way to kill two birds with one stone and add another grenade-style weapon into the good old demolition, because it's becoming a lot more meta relevant after the kaboom stick. So it'd be kind of cool to see another weapon get introduced there, but also at the same time benefiting the good old Firebug class. And for the sharpshooter, it would be kind of cool to see it Dragunov of, you know, like I said, the SKS would be pretty cool, but I think the Dragunov would be better. It would be, you know, far longer range weapon. You know, it would be better off than the SVT style or the SVD style sniper rifles. The Dragunov is a very badass type of weapon. By the way, magazine fed. Really can't argue with all that. You know, it would be there with the EBR. I think more or less, because it wouldn't be no AUG, but it wouldn't be no FNFAL, that's for sure, but it would definitely be up there with the EBR, maybe with much higher damage ratios and much better range, but perhaps maybe it would have a worse spread, worse accuracy, maybe a little bit less recoil perhaps, and even maybe slightly higher capacity magazines, or something to make it interesting. I don't know. I really like options when picking a perk. I like options as far as weapons go for in-game build. I said in-game builds, but for later rounds or more harder difficulties. But it's been an hour and a minute, so I say that's about. I think our time's up here. So I'm gonna end the stream, and I'm gonna let my character die and take whatever little XP I got from that. It's kind of fun to talk about a different class that I don't use. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this type of video where we go over other classes, kind of show gameplay, experiment, talk about it, talk about what I prefer, yada yada yada.